Hey, well, g'day. It's Flat Earth Aussie Jesus here. Hang on, let me just get Buddha in the picture there. It's not even Buddha, actually, it's just a Bodhi, I guess you might call it. I don't know. I get ripped apart initially when I started my channel some time back when I had that poster in the background. It's just an image of a person sitting peacefully under a tree, reaching enlightenment, sort of thing that anybody can do. Well, I've got 18 minutes and 36 seconds to finish this video. This device is running out of memory, and no matter how much I delete, it still never comes back with as much. It's like it's storing it in some junk folder or something. Anyway, I did intend to play a song, but it's like 4:30 in the afternoon. Actually, it's closer to 5, and this is the second one of these I'm on, and so I'd probably be best off not singing or playing guitar and instead talking about something which I think needs to be talked about. So let me just clear my throat. It's already warm. It doesn't take long in this weather. We're suffering some rather extreme bushfires and temperatures and lack of rain, which is not a good thing, especially for those involved in it. But one of the old memories I found on Facebook today, just for a brief little intercession, it was about the well, it was a memory that came up from 5 years ago, I believe this one was. How I've seen certain things in our air which you can only describe as elementals. Anyway, I probably will digress too much if I get into that. Suffice to say that we generally get a lot of storms at this time of year. Looking back on my Facebook memories, it's one of the greatest features you can actually use with Facebook is to record your weather. Go outside, take a picture, record your temperature, the amount of chemtrails you see, whatever storms are happening, and then just compare it from year to year to year, and you'll find they seem to be working on a schedule. Anyway, my thing about the sylphs was I was suggesting that perhaps, maybe, now that they return, they might be inclined to assist us with putting out these bushfires. And then I thought, well, from their perspective, we're the enemy. We're the damaging agent. We cause so much destruction to the land because we don't know how to live with it in a permacultural type of way. We just bloody strip it bare, leave one or two trees in the paddock and fence it with barbed wire and fill it full of cattle who then go and trash all our creeks and streams, and we don't manage the land at all the way it should be done in harmony with nature. So from the sylph's perspective, I'd say they're actually out there fanning these fires, as much as I hate to admit it, because of course I've got sympathy for all the victims and people losing their homes, don't get me wrong there. But hey, we collectively reap what we sow. Now, that's out of the way. It's a very pressing topic at the moment. Let me just adjust my bucket. Now it's not on the edge of the mat. I won't rock around so much. The next thing on my mind is I saw Sparkane the other day offer a particular challenge to a flat earther, and turns out I actually agree with Sparkane, believe it or not. On one thing we can agree: the moon is illuminated by the sun. And yes, you can go out at any time. Like the moon was just full 2 nights ago, which means it was virtually full last night. Tonight it should rise about an hour and a half, a bit after sunset, and you will start to see the phases exactly as you'd expect on a flat earth, with the moon illuminated by the sun. And then in a few more days after that, you can go out in the morning and you'll see the moon in the daytime, and you can see the phase of the moon, and you can take a ball, any sort of ball, preferably just a plain one so you can see the shadow nice and clearly, hold it in front of the moon so it lines between your line of sight and the moon, and hold it up in front of it so it's as close to the moon as possible without actually blocking it. Take a picture if you can, or get a friend to assist, or just look for yourself. You don't have to take a photo. You will see the sun casting the exact same shadow or phase on the ball as it does on the moon. So we're in agreement about that. So what I thought I'd do then, because I made a comment on his video saying, yeah, we agree on that, but you're looking for something to create an actual challenge to a flat earther. So instead, Mr. Sparkane, sly as you may be, here's a challenge for you from a flat earther, and not just to you, but to any ball believer, any globe licker, whatever you call yourselves these days. We've come up with a few derogatory terms for one another, but in general, I think we'll just call you heliolists or heliocentrists. Sun worshippers, people who believe the Earth goes around the sun as opposed to the sun going around above the planar Earth, like realists believe. So here's my challenge, and here's my lovely, lovely globe that I picked up from the ocean. I can even tilt it at 23.4 degrees. I nearly said 66.6, but it's got an equator, it's got latitude and longitudes and all that sort of shit. But just grab something like this. This is like the ideal sort of one because you can hang it from a string. And what I want you to do is put a camera on it, and a camera on it, and then just point it. Well, how can you point it towards the pole anyway? Because you have to be down here to be even able to see where the pole is pointing towards. You've got all this earth in the way. Put cameras on it, point them towards, where the string would be hanging from your ceiling for this one, and from where you could imagine a plumb bob hanging to the floor from this one. Point your cameras at both those fixed points and put some little features around it so you can see these features, and show, once you start spinning this thing really, really slowly, of course, it's got to go around once every 24 hours. Show then how this camera pointing up here, going around that, is going to make perfect circles of the stars, the star trails that we see, that you globers, Helios, fucking sun worshipping knob jobs, claim is only possible from the surface of a spinning ball. Now, if it's possible, both your cameras are going to be grabbing these perfect star trails at the same time. You could simulate nighttime and make it so you're only going to get 12 hours each on average, approximately anyway. So you're only going to get a half circle. But we've seen multiple examples of time-lapse footage showing perfect star trails around the polar star. Well, Polaris anyway. When it comes to the southern pole star, I've never seen convincing footage. What I've only ever seen is footage where they've obviously taken a small amount of watching as the stars are rotating, as we know they do. The stars are rotating, not the Earth. They take maybe a minute or 2 minutes of footage of that happening. Maybe it's half an hour, I don't know. But they've just shortened it down with time lapse to make it go in a few seconds type of thing. And you can see there's like a shooting star goes through a small portion of it. Okay, we get shooting stars. We don't know exactly what they are. We see them. We know they exist. And you know what they do is they then go and take this little bit and put it into some sort of program, some editing device, and spin it around a little bit and replay it again. And they put then this false front image in front of it to make it look as though you're still looking through the same point the whole time, and then you see the little shooting star going at a different angle, start and stop. And then it comes around again in a couple of minutes, start and stop. And again and again. So they're faking star trails in the southern hemisphere in the first place. In the northern hemisphere, I believe it's entirely possible, because that's exactly what all the stars are doing, is going around Polaris in a great big flat sheet around us. That's why it's called the world, because the stars whirl around us. So there's my challenge to you, Mr. Sparkane, or any of you other heliologists, sun-worshipping brain-dead morons who don't understand reality. You believe we live on the outside surface of a spinning ball in a vacuum of space, and you can stick a camera and point it at the pole star and create perfect circles as it's going, You've got like an 8,000 mile radius here. Now I can understand if you stuck your camera perfectly at the pole here and at the pole down there and pointed it, everything around it should appear to make what we'd call perfect star circles or star trails in perfect circles. But you stick your camera here and you stick your camera there, as everybody does, anywhere on Earth, pointing with the camera fixed on that pole star. It shouldn't even be making perfect circles. Okay, well, given vast distances, you might say, well, the ellipsoid that we take of 8,000 miles is insignificant to show billions and billions of light years of star distance apart from each other. But I can tell you for a fact the stars are not billions and billions of light years apart at all. They are near, they are local. And that is why there are prophecies, you might call them, that say that the stars and the moon will fall to the earth. I don't know about the moon, because it's not a star at all, it's just an artificial satellite. Maybe someone's going to shoot a hole in it or something and it will pop, or the helium will escape in, and that will cause it to drop to earth. But when it comes to the stars, what they're saying, the stars are souls. They are enlightened beings. And when they say that they fall to the earth, that just means that they're going to come and dwell with us, because we are the ones who have fallen, because the giant trees were cut down where we once lived amongst the stars. That's so ironic, isn't it, the way it goes? Anyway, that's my rant over. And while I've got memory left, here's a song. And no, I didn't flat eartherize this one. Yes, I did actually. Should I play that version? No, where's my glasses? That's right, I broke them. At work. I don't believe in an interventionist God, but I know, darling, that you do. But if I did, I would kneel down and ask him not to intervene when it came to you, not to touch a hair on your head, to leave you as you are. And if he felt he had to direct you into my arms, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. And I don't believe in the existence of angels, but you. I wonder if that is true. But if I did, I would summon them together and ask them to watch over you, to make bright and clear your path, to each burn a candle for you, to make bright and clear your path, and to walk like Christ in grace and love and guide you into my arms, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. But I believe in love, and I know, darling, you do too. And I believe in some kind of path that we can walk down, me and you. So keep your candles burning, make a journey bright and pure, that she will keep returning. Oh,